Hi, good morning. This is Dr. Bob Flower with our Thursday, December 18th edition of the Master Pattern. Well, uh, no, this didn't come from a reporter. This is mine. But, it's turned into a very strange world in Iraq these days where we can throw shoes at the president, and in order to conduct a raid, we have to go to court to get a court order for our soldiers. Um, Next thing you know, we'll be paying for their oil too. However, let's look at the performances for the week, for the past week and a half. Actually, since our last discussion, we went long the Japanese yen. I told you we wanted to get into the forex, and we did. We went long the Japanese yen against the dollar at 108, a little under 108. It hit 115 this morning. So we've done very, very well for the past 9 days, exceptionally well. Our S&P swindlers got the best of us last week, so we ended up. It was probably the second best week we've had, maybe in the last 6 months. Um, uh, we are looking for a similar move, which is actually already started with the New Zealand dollar. We're very much interested. We will be buying the New Zealand dollar against the American dollar, and the reason why we're going with the New Zealand dollar may be of interest to you is because when you do this forex dollar versus whatever the two currencies. The currency that you're long, you get paid interest on that dollar, and the currency that you're short, you have to pay interest on that dollar. Well, the U.S. dollar is, as you know, practically down to zero, while the New Zealand dollar is about 6%. So as far as an interest rate play, I mean, you're starting off about 5.5% up right there. And plus, we like the New Zealand dollar has bounced off its lows. We're looking to do something right about here, and we'll report to you on that. Oil, as we had mentioned, did not hold up its run. Right now, it broke down under 40. We're looking at something down around the next resistance is 37 on our chart, but we think it's going to break down to around $30, and that's what we're playing it for. Um, Even though OPEC is trying to push it up to $75, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, so we've had an excellent week. We are making this transition into the forex, which we like very, very much. A whole lot of advantages. You may want to read up on that. Feel very, very confident using our system with that. And so far as the S&P is concerned, however, you can look for this 904, 905, 906. That's a key power point. If we get finishes above that 904, 906 level, uh, that will be a key support level. You can look for the market to take off. If it breaks down below that and we can't get back above that, watch out, because then we're in for some heavy hits here. It looks like right now, from our charts, that it is holding above there, and ready to make a run. And we think that the 50-day pattern that we're tracking has just made a switch on Tuesday, the big or when our big day hits. So we have to determine what that trend is going to be. So far, it's been down very slightly the past couple of days. If it continues, if it continues to close down, that 50-day pattern may turn negative on us. So between those two factors, we're looking to make a prediction here very soon. Let's talk about the pinheads in Washington. You remember when we were kids and we went up to buy ice cream, and there was always the one in the crowd who would buy the ice cream, and they would start eating the ice cream from the tip of the cone up, and but by the time they got finished, they had a mess. They had no more cone. The ice cream was all over the place, slopping. They lost the ice cream and whatnot. Well, you know what happened to those people? They went to Washington and Albany and places like that, and they're still eating the goddamn ice cream cones the same way. All right, only now it's on our dollar, and this is turning into such a mess and such a joke that if these interest rates ever turn around, and you know that they will, because the rule of monetary policy is the more interest rates come down, the faster they go up, right? So we had said early on this year that we thought that next year, middle of next year, or late summer, sometime around there, early fall, that we're going to see these interest rates climbing back up. Can you imagine? We're $4, $5, $6 trillion in debt. What's going to happen to all of us when those interest rates start up? I mean, this is getting ugly, folks. And they're still not dealing with the damn problem of declining real estate prices. And now we understand that we're going to have another hit with credit cards and with commercial mortgages. We want to keep you informed as to what to watch out for, what to do here within the next couple of years. I have and also we made a recommendation to you a couple of weeks ago about SunTech Power. It was around at that point it was somewhere between $8.50 to $10. It dropped down to I think it was $7.50. It's now almost 11. What we're going to be doing is we think it could run to $16, somewhere around there. I mean, it's entirely possible. And what we're going to do is we're looking to get it up around $13, $14. Sell about 2/3 of our position. So we're playing the rest with their money, and then let it go from there. Let hope that it does make a good run. It's the right field, and it's seems to be a pretty good company. Do your own research on that. One last thing I'd like to talk to you about is the Iraqi war. Now, how many of you out there think that the Iraqi war came about because of oil? I see, about half, okay. And how many of you think that the Iraqi war came about because of terrorism? About half. Well, I have another theory, and this came about out of my research into the Forex market. 1998, Saddam Hussein undertook a mission to change the currency for oil from dollars to euros. And there was a lot of support from European markets for that. And he almost pulled it off. And if you remember, if you note, that none of our European partners, with very few exceptions, England and maybe Italy, were willing to go in with us. Right? These factors all seem to come together here. Perhaps the president was trying to save the dollar here from a complete disaster, or save the dollar for his oil men, not oil, but oil men, and the country as well. It would be a complete disaster if oil switched to the European dollar instead of the U.S. dollar. Well, that's it for this week. Next week we will be on a little earlier in the week since it is a holiday. I want to wish you all a great week. Have a lot of fun.